What's wrong with being confident? What's wrong with being confident? It's time to get the chains out. Is your tongue tied up? 'Cause this is my round.
Hi everyone, so today I'm back with another foundation review, and I'm so excited for this because Maybelline also released their BB cushion. As you can see here, I just took it out of the package. And yeah, I've heard a little bit of a review on it, but I'm assuming this is more of a foundation cushion, not too much a BB cushion. BB formulas tend to have a very lightweight and low coverage, but some people have been saying that this is quite high coverage for what it is. So I'm just going to test it out for myself, because if it does have a little more coverage than the average BB cushion, I am quite frankly really happy. But yeah, I'll be making very close comparisons to its top competitor, which is from L'Oreal, their BB cushion. I'm just going to take it for a moment to show you. L'Oreal has their own version of it. I did a review on this. It's quite reflective and it's an orange sort of metallic compact, which is really cool. But yeah, I have this in a review form with my consolidated thoughts in both a blog post and a YouTube video, so you can check that out in the description box. Similar. So today I'll be doing the Maybelline one, which is in this light baby pink metallic but matte finish, which quite frankly I prefer, just because reflective is just a bit, you know, fingerprinty and it's just hard to manage. Right off the bat, this puff is actually pretty thick, and also it looks like it will absorb a lot of the foundation, so that's kind of good and bad at the same time. But basically for me personally, these cushions just wear out within the first week. I don't wash it, I don't do anything, I just throw it away, and I just generally use my sponges or I use my foundation brushes to apply it. But for the sake of this video, I'll just be using this puff all over my face. I'm going to open this. Open the pack. It comes with the airlock seal. Remove this. There is little residue on it. This is how it looks like. Just right off the bat, in comparison to the L'Oreal one, the packaging is almost identical. The only difference is, you know, the color of the top. And that's kind of, you know, why would they make it exactly the same in order to differentiate themselves? But yeah, probably this is the cheapest way of making a BB cushion within the drugstore price range. Packaging exactly the same. The airlock isn't as good, you know, I mean, for both of the products, they're not any tighter in sealing the product in, you know, they're about the same. So yeah, let's just start. So this is just with one light layer. You can see my very prominent, you know, scratch on the middle of my forehead. It's not fully covered, but you can see a little bit of neutralization. But on this side, I think it did very well to cover a lot of my blemishes and my discolorations. And I think the color really matches me really well. This is in 03 Natural. And it's a very cooling sensation on my skin. It's not menthol by any means, but cooling to the touch, like when you apply alcohol on your face. It gets really cold and cooling, which I like. Feels very, very lightweight, and I can say the formula of this right off the bat that this has better coverage than the L'Oreal one. So let's do the other side. So that's with another light layer on this side. So you can see my whole face. I think it's pretty decent. I think that it gives me a solid medium coverage right off the bat, and it's not a typical mark of a BB cushion, to be honest. It's very lightweight, yes, but I think that's attributed to the cushion, not so much the liquid foundation, the product itself. I think this is more of a foundation, not so much a BB cushion. If you want something that's really lightweight, a light coverage of something, the L'Oreal one is really lightweight and very liquidy, but this one has a bit more consistency and form to it. I'm talking about the product inside, like the liquid inside. It feels more thicker in consistency, if that makes sense. And I'm just going to add up certain, you know, areas of coverage that I need to see how buildable this product is. This is how the foundation looks from further away, and it's very natural. And to be quite frank, I like this way more than I like the L'Oreal one. I found myself like grasping for straws when I had to say something that I liked about that one upon first impressions. But this, you know, this is right up my alley, being something of a slightly higher coverage and, you know, not finishing off too dewy and too sticky looking. The finish of this isn't by any means matte. It's not velvet. It might be a smidge satin, but it's a little more tacky than that. So I suggest if you like that kind of like sunscreen kind of finish, then you don't need to use setting powder. I'm just going to put on the rest of my makeup and I'll get back to you with my final thoughts. Yep, so that's all my makeup done. I just did a light dusting of powder, nothing that, you know, really alters the longevity of the foundation. So yeah, what I did was just did a light dusting of powder on the T-zone, and if I can just slightly tap my face, it's still tacky, so that just means that the foundation will be true to its longevity no matter how much powder I actually applied on my face, which is really little. It's just that as an oily skin girl, I know that I'm going to look like a grease ball at the end of the day, but I just want to prevent that as long as possible. But yeah, as I applied the makeup, there are a few things that I noted. One of which was that, you know, as I applied my contour, the foundation did not set fully, so it was a bit mobile. So basically it did rub off a little of the foundation along these areas, which I had to conceal again. But generally, if a foundation sets quick enough, you don't have that movement of your foundation. But yeah, basically it did shift a little bit, but on my cheeks not so much when I stippled. I guess if you're doing the buffing motion, it'll definitely shift. What I get from this foundation BB cushion is basically that it's definitely way better than the L'Oreal one in terms of coverage, in terms of shade match, in terms of the way it adheres to the skin, and that's what I really like. So yeah, that all being said, I will have to check in at the end of the day to see how long it lasts. Okay, so I just came back from a long day at church. I basically woken up at about 7 and had my makeup on at 7:30, and now it's about 3 p.m. As you can see, everything is still intact and looking really good. One thing to note is that initially when I did wear it, it was a little bit of a satin finish, but it did not have too much shine or, you know, gloss. But I put a little bit of setting powder, but even now at this time of the day, you can see it's starting to look a little oily, and it's not even like the end of the day. So that's something to note if you do want to use this BB cushion. But overall, my notes on it is that even though it says it is a, you know, BB cushion, I think it's more of a foundation, basically like quite a hefty formula, which allows you to pack a load of coverage, as you can see, as well as to just, you know, neutralize any unevenness and not make you too concerned about whether, you know, your blemishes are peeking through or anything. If I compare the shade range, even though both products only have 2 shades that are available, which both products meaning, as I mentioned, the Lucent cushion from L'Oreal as well as the Maybelline one, this has N2 and N3, I believe. This is Nude Miracle and it's too light for me. I mean, it is shade too light for me, whereas this is a good match. It's just that, you know, I did a bit of bronzing so I look a little darker, but using this on its own is a good match for me. My shade is NC 25 to 30 in MAC foundations for gauge. I basically generally like a good medium coverage foundation, and that's what I achieve with this. Yeah, if I had to give a grading to this, I'll give it about a 9 out of 10 upon first impressions. If you want to see my full consolidated thoughts on this BB cushion over a prolonged period, I will try to wear it over the next 2 weeks and I'll let you know what I think about it. Do subscribe to keep up with the content that I'll be releasing every week. Yep, so with that, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye!